Good afternoon. The SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon is calling for cast iron assurances from the UK government on the future of Clyde shipbuilding after union leaders raised concerns. The Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson says the Defence Secretary has assured her there has been no change to the orders or timetable for new warships. Here's our political correspondent Glenn Campbell.
Having built the Royal Navy's new destroyers and aircraft carriers, the Govan and Scotstoun yards have orders for 8 Type 26 frigates and 5 offshore patrol vessels. But union leaders are worried the flow of work on these vessels won't be fast enough to prevent job losses. On the Clyde, addressing SNP women, the First Minister demanded assurances from the UK government.
If you're a worker in there, what you want to know is that your job is secure. So I think the government has got a responsibility to give cast iron assurances here. And remember, these are concerns that are not coming from the SNP or any political party. These are concerns that are coming directly from people who work within the shipyards.
A couple of the common writings.
In Annan, the Scottish Conservative leader says she's spoken to the Defence Secretary.
He confirmed that there has been no change to the orders that were set out in the Strategic Defence and Security Review in November last year. That means all 8 Type 26 anti-submarine frigates that are coming, plus the light frigate order on top of that, and the 2 offshore patrol vehicles. They're coming to the Clyde, as discussed last year, to the same timetable and to the same number.
In the Defence Review, the government reduced the number of frigates it wants from 13 to 8. But it ordered an extra 2 offshore patrol vessels. BAE Systems, which operates the 2 Glasgow shipyards, says it's negotiating a production schedule for these. The question is whether or not that work will be enough to tide over the Clyde yards until work on the frigates begins. On social media, the Labour leader said the Tories must keep promises made on shipbuilding, prompting the SNP leader to reply, they were Labour promises too, made during the independence referendum.
I was in the yards last week, speaking to the unions, speaking to management, making the case for why we need to ensure that the offshore vessels 4 and 5 come, and then we get the Type 26 frigates after that to protect the jobs. It's to my deep regret that Labour didn't win the general election, so the Tories have to fulfil their promise to the workers in the yards, and I'll be making that case every step of the way.
In Edinburgh, multi-party support for a bike ride promoting greener transport, from which the Liberal Democrat leader took time out to warn against any backpedalling on shipbuilding promises.
There is serious concerns about the future of the orders at the yard, and it's important that the Conservative government gives an absolute commitment. We need to end this feast and famine of orders for the yards and give an absolute commitment so we can maintain the workforce.
Once again, the future of Clyde shipbuilding has become an election issue.